Well, here we are with Charles MacLean, famous whiskey writer, but also famous traveller, I heard.
Well, yes.
How did you find some time to be in Groningen?
With difficult. Well, Groningen is always at top of my list, except was it last year or the year before? Which is the only one that I've missed in the 10 years. It's been running for 12 years.
Almost,
now.
yes, I think so.
So I think I've been to 11 out of 12. And
and you just came back from Australia?
Yep.
And whiskey business, I presume?
Yep. Whisky fairs in New Zealand first, and then in Melbourne and Sydney.
All right.
So I'm still feeling a little bit jet lagged, you know. And then I'm back at my desk this week, but then I have to go to Hong Kong in about 10 days' time.
All right. And is there any time left to do writing, to make tasting notes for? What are the projects that you're up to, Charles?
Well, my main project at the moment is I write every quarter year for a magazine called Whiskeria.
Okay.
And they send me a list of usually around about 25 samples, which I have to write tasting notes about, and then I have to write an essay for each make about that particular expression or about the distillery. So that's quite a big, and it's an important job for me because it's regular.
All right, so
that's my most important thing at the moment. I also have to put together I've got 2 book projects that are very early on, which I need to make a proposal for, you know. But I haven't started on. What I've done. I've written a sample for one of the projects, which in effect is to do with interviews with people in the whiskey trade.
Okay.
And I'm working with Colin Hampton-White, he's also a writer, but he's a very expert portrait photographer.
All right.
So he'll take the portraits and then I'll write the text. That's the idea.
Okay.
But we don't yet know whether we've got a publisher for it. But
well, look, it sounds very exciting.
But it is difficult because, fun enough, you know, I mean, I was 23 times abroad last year and 17 countries.
Wow.
And yet I don't really like travelling that much. I'm not a very good traveller. I get very nervous about catching flights or trains, or it's mainly flights. And I loathe airport security. In fact, I loathe airports. And so today I'm going to be leaving here and getting to Schiphol with about 3 hours to kill because I'm going with somebody else. Yeah. And so they'll make sure that I get off at the right, or don't go to sleep and get off at the right place.
There's no stress.
Yeah.
But you will still keep on traveling, I guess, because you're invited all over the world.
Yeah. I mean, it's an important part of my job, you know. And so it's, you know, and I mean, hey, I shouldn't complain because if I didn't get to travel, I'd miss it. You know? Yeah. But still, it is difficult to keep up with the writing side because that's really the most important. Though it's not as remunerative as traveling on behalf of one company or another.
Because it's an awful lot of planning, I think you must do, and I don't know if the inspiration is coming when you're abroad or at a certain moment.
No, it's well. So far as the planning goes, since last September, I now have a part-time PA, which is brilliant. So she can look after all the planning and indeed keep my diary and remind me what I'm doing from day to day. You know, it's really useful that. I can't imagine how I'd survive without it. But I find it extremely difficult to write when I'm not at my own desk. I mean, I have a very great friend who is a very famous author, Alexander McCall Smith, and he has the ability to think so straight onto the page or onto the computer screen, you know, and he can work in flights, he can work in hotel rooms, and he travels massively all over the world and promoting his books. He's one of the most successful and prolific authors in the world today. And but it's a great gift.
Yes.
But I find it extremely difficult. Of course, what I'm writing is mainly, it's entirely non-fiction. He's a fiction writer.
Okay.
It's non-fiction, so to some extent I need my books. I've got these are my
guys.
Yeah, you know I mean a lot of it's in the computer, but I still refer to books pretty continually, you know, for a lot of what I write.
Yeah.
So that's my excuse anyway. But I can't, because I've been tutoring at a week-long course for Diageo for 21 years now, called the Malt Advocates course, and this is in-house. It's maximum about. Harriet was on it many years ago, about 20 years ago.
All right.
And so it's a week-long course based originally at Lochnagar Distillery, and then it goes over from Deeside over to Speyside to Cardew. We usually go to Glenord now, and then we used to go down to Talisker, to Llangwilliam, but now we go over to Talisker. But it's it's about, well, it'll be similar to your course, but perhaps a bit more detailed. Sensory evaluation, which is what I teach, bit of history, which again, if they wanted, is what I do. But then the main body of the thing is process, production, it's essentially where flavour comes from.
Okay, so you can recognize
production and maturation.
If it's oily, then it's
Yeah, with a lot of tastings, and the candidates have to present back. And so by the end of the week, they can bullshit like the best of us, you know.
That's always very important. Will we see you back next year?
I hope so. I hope so. If I'm spared, as they say in Scotland.
Yeah.
If I'm still alive. But I hope so.
Okay. Well, looking forward to it. Thanks for the conversation.
Pleasure.
And see you in half an hour.
See you.
At the Whisky School.
We're just across there.
Just across the road.
Yeah. Great.
Fantastic.
Thank you
Thanks,
very
Charles.
much. Good fun.
All right.
Thanks.